So I am heading out right now to meet Jack Haryu from Atlantis Water Gardens. The next 3 weeks, we're gonna be doing a collaboration build for a recreation pond in Norwell, Mass. All right, so we got our whole 7,000 reservoir in yesterday. Today is day 7. We got our gradations of gravel on top of this right now for as far as we're gonna go until we establish our grade for the patio fire pit area. And now Jason is gonna start putting our pad in for our 3 pumps over there. We have 3 of the new Aquascape external pumps. We got an 18,000 and 2 12s. We got these 3 snorkels because we want to go into that snorkel because it has a longer centipede module and we want to pull that water down through that gravel, and it'll just help in a clarification process. So the pipes are going to run out of the back of this, go right back over into here where Jason's going to be working on that pad. One of the reasons we want to make a cement pad because we want it to be nice and level and neat. More importantly, neat. We want to do something so it's just kind of sitting over here against the wall. Put some huge boulders over here in front of that to deafen it. But to be honest with you, those new Aquascape external pumps are super quiet compared to a normal pool pump, which this is going to be about the 5th time I've used them. And I'm super excited about these pumps because not only do they pump a lot of water, but they're super quiet. All right, so what we're going to start with this morning is we're going to start setting the frame rocks for our waterfalls. The cool part is the waterfall is going to start from here and go all the way over to there. It's not going to be all one big massive waterfall, but it's going to create many different types of falls and create different character. I can just imagine sitting here on this patio with the fire pit and look how everything is just kind of recessed. It's going to be really sharp. What I like about that is it gives it a amphitheater kind of sound. So you're going to have waterfalls all around you. And the pond part is going to be way up there. So if you want to have a little bit more of an intimate area, that's where this patio falls into play. Right up in here, Jack's got the excavator up in here right now. We're starting to pull out rocks looking for our frame rock. That's where we're going to have another wetland. That wetland is going to spill into this. This upper pond is going to spill into that. So it's going to create a really cool effect. End of day 7, and it is incredible on how much work getting completed with the 2 teams together. I got to show you what we got done today. Yesterday we got all that reservoir in, and today we started the waterfall. Boulder from Atlantis Water Gardens had done some slate work to get ready for our patio. You wouldn't even know that this is a 7,000 gallon storage the way everything is set up right now. So let's take a look quick and see what we got accomplished today. So Jason and Zach got all the plumbing in for our suction points, and they ran the pipes almost all the way over to the pad that they poured today because it really needed to set up. So tomorrow they'll be able to start setting our external pumps. But check out all these boulders through here. So all this boulder work got done today, and with these big rocks it takes time and it really looks sharp. We'll be able to have plant pockets all in here, so hopefully one day the owner will landscape this and plant all this up. We got a few more boulders to put over in here because all our external pump plumbing is going to be running along that wall, so that'll all be covered up and soiled. Start of the waterfall, check this out. All the layering of rocks, this is just going to be a really cool set of falls. And then one of the last rocks we set for the day were right there. One of the things we're going to do is just have that so this is all water back in here, so that'll kind of look like that deep canyon. We can choke that down and make a little ribbon fall in there. And then from this way, the slate wall on top of the aqua blocks looks really sharp. So as soon as a patio stone comes, which I believe is going to be in another day, we're going to be able to put that patio right in there, and it's going to cantilever that little wall. The reasoning for all those pipes in there are in case of an overflow. So say we get a tremendous amount of rain or something and it doesn't infiltrate down in quick enough into the aqua blocks in this section, because you got to remember this is the only area we got for water to come into, just so that way it doesn't look like a 7,000 gallon storage. So these pipes will actually allow, if the water comes up a little too high in there, they'll dump back into the basin, so that way it doesn't flood the patio. But I cannot wait to get here tomorrow to start this whole waterfall area. So it's day 8. Can't wait to get started because we are going to start that waterfall this morning. I just love working with these big rock, and we got a pretty good string of rock, but you know something, even though all we got, we're still going to have to get one more load because we are not probably going to have enough to finish. But we better get started because we are burning daylight and it's time to build a waterfall.
Andrew, today we're going to be hooking up the new Aquascape external pumps. I know you've used them like 5 different times on job, but you've never hooked them up with me. So I'm going to show you how we hook them up. Most external pumps already have the plumbing and the fittings attached. These new ones are bolted in. So they've got a gasket in between the faceplate and here on this faceplate. This faceplate here is 3-inch suction and exits at 2-inch. So outside of here, we're going to have to go back to 3-inch as soon as we can.
Right.
All right. So the way this works is you get the bolt. It's got 2 washers. One will go on here and one will go on the back side of this. So you bolt in, we'll line up the holes, and then we're going to get the nut on the back side. All right. And then you never tighten them all the way. If you do, you can run into problems when it comes time to get all 4 bolts in. So I like to put them in, get them started, and not tighten them till the end.
But we got our bib liner in because the basin liner, the 7,000 gallon storage area, liner only goes so far as expected. So basically what we did is we dug all the way back. We put another 20 wide liner in there. Now we get to start building that other part of the waterfall and setting our first step of that staircase. All right, so this is the end of day 8. We got so much accomplished in just 8 short days. 8 days. It's not a lot of time for a project this size, but when we have 2 teams, the Atlantis Water Gardens team and the Deckers team together, everybody's skilled and nobody complains. We just all work and we're all headed to the same goal, which I think is pretty cool because getting 8 to 9 people together, all get along and all looking for the same goal, it's pretty unique. The other one we had here was Charlie Holland from Chester Hollow Water Gardens. Charlie's been around a long time and he's come down and helped us out with this, which is a huge help because Charlie has got a lot of knowledge also. So, and with all of us together, it's just amazing what we can create. So today, not only were we able to start our steppers because they're going to kind of come out and go around and then back through the wetland, but all these waterfall stones got set in here. So we got a ton done on this waterfall. Now, it might not look like a lot to everybody out there, but it is, because waterfalls are time consuming, because we have to have a plan, like what type of falls are we building? How do we want it to look? You know, we want to mix it up a little bit so they're not all sheet falls. So by putting all these different angular rocks and stuff together, you can get a really cool waterfall. The other thing is we got some steppers in. Some of the guys got the base in for the patio because the patio is going to cantilever all this right here. And then Jason and Andrew worked on our plumbing. Now, plumbing is one of those things that are very time consuming because you want everything to be nice and neat. Not only did he put all the pipes together, but he also painted everything black because that way it's just inconspicuous. The other thing they did is build this nice little wall in here just to kind of support the pipes, which I think is pretty cool. Now what we got to do is we got to cover all this with soil. The reason we did it like this is because we wanted to make sure that all the plumbing pitches down in case for water winter shut off, it'll all drain right down, backing out. We got one more pipe to hook out, but we also dug the wetland up here yesterday, which this morning we're going to have to fine tune that, get all our components in, because we can't finish our waterfall until we get this wetland in. Now, this wetland is about 12 by 14, and the reason we did 2 wetlands on this, like we mentioned before, is we didn't have enough space to do just one in one area. So now we're going to have 2. But look at the size of that hole. 42 inches deep. We got to get all our components, gradations of gravel in there, and then we got to build this out because that set of stairs way over there has got to come around through there and back up into here. So you're going to be able to get around this thing pretty well. All right, so right now we just marked out where the fire pit is going to go. The homeowner just wants like a simple boulder type waterfall, just so it kind of blends all in with all these type of boulders that we're already using. So that small ring is going to be the inside diameter, and then the outside is just going to be freeform. We're going to pour a concrete pad inside of it just to make sure no heat ever goes to the aqua blocks. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is get this fire pit situated. We just had the homeowner out here to okay the size of this. That is going to be, the small circle is going to be the inside diameter, and then it's just going to be basic boulders. We just want everything to kind of blend with all the rock that we're using now. So there's just going to be little rocks placed all the way around. I'm going to pour a concrete bottom in there just to protect the aqua blocks from any of the heat, but we already got about 8 inches of gravel on it, so we'll have to dig 4 inches out, 4 inches of concrete, so we'll be back to that 8 to 9 inch area. End of day 9, and we just had a lot of tedious things to get done today, but it's a good thing they got done because now we can keep moving forward. We had to get our second wetland in. We had to get a very, very rustic fire pit that the owner wanted us to put in. That is in. We got all the grading done in the back of our 7,000 gallon storage area. So this morning there's one more seam, and there was a very big seam that they had to do yesterday. So thank God that is done. Now we're moving on to just one last seam. But let me show you the progress that we got done yesterday. All right, so today we got all this done. We got all the backside of this reverse wetland or 7,000 gallon water storage, whatever you might want to call it. All this grading's done all the way down through there. Pipes are buried. One more fitting to put in there today. We've got to pick up a few supplies for that. We're going to finish grading over here. We got our overflow all galloped in over there. Now, this fire pit the guys put together, because the owner didn't really want a kit or anything else like we proposed, so we wanted something rustic, so that's exactly what he got. Down through here yesterday, a lot of the waterfalls got buttoned up, bib liners are in, and more importantly, our second wetland was installed. This was a little bit of a challenge only because the way everything is meshing together with this design, there had to be a seam all the way across. It took quite a bit of time, and it took about 3 people, but we got all our gradations of gravel in, and we're ready to start rocking that area today. Then there's one more seam that's got to go in tomorrow. So we better get started. We got a lot to do today because we want to wrap this thing up next Wednesday. So today we got to get to work. We got to get that waterfall built, finish up the wetland, and get that seam all taken care of. All right, so today is day 10. It's our second full week, and I think we got a lot done this week. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, we have. I think we've accomplished a little bit more than we thought we would in this amount of time. I think everything's going great.
Well, you might have thought that, but I knew we would get it done.
Well,
we always do get it done.
We do.
Everybody's been working hard, all the guys, all the Atlantis crew, so we've been pulling this thing together. So day 10, we better get to work because we're burning daylight.
Truth.
All right, so day 10, first thing, we got everything scalloped out. We got our overlap liner in. That's gonna be coming from the pond over, because that whole transition, it's always one of those things that you just kind of got to let it morph into where it's got to go. What we're gonna do is start setting rock back here for the waterfall, over in there, and then that way we'll be able to determine exactly how we want that to be cut out over in that section.